Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first healing circle with Elderberry. This is a series that's every Friday in January of 2026, but you can watch this whenever you choose to, and I'll name check everyone at the end. This series is called Chalice of Light, and I'm bringing in the messages and the medicine of Elderberry. A lot of people find this time of year very dispiriting, right? The light is very low. You might have clouds for weeks at a time. You might not have any sunshine for quite a while. And some people really lose their steam after the holidays. And there's a long stretch between Christmas and New Year's, all the way into April, right? Or in Easter. It can be a really tough time for people. We're really fortunate though because we have the plants to support us. And right now at this time of year, elderberry is one of the best plants to partner with to stay healthy and well in every way. I don't know if you know this plant, if you've seen it in real life. I know that you've encountered the medicine of this plant, but it has beautiful creamy white flowers that are star-like, and every plant has an energetic signature. Like, look at how many flowers this plant grows, and each of those turns into a berry, right? But the fact that they look like stars and they're clustered together in community, and then they produce these round berries. The picture on the right is of a young elderberry bush, and it has the immature berries on it. And then as they mature, they become these dark purple, luscious, almost black berries. And the bushes themselves can actually grow into trees, into enormous trees. And I believe the picture of those elderberry trees on the right is from England, where they have a long history of working with elderberry. It can be used to make wine. It can be used to flavor foods. Elderflower is a very common flavoring for cakes in England. The plant itself has tremendous nutrition in the berries and in the flowers. And I found this page. You might be familiar with the cough syrup produced by this company. I think it's called Sambucol, after the Sambucus in the name of elderberry. But they talk a lot about immune support. As early as 400 AD, Hippocrates, who's that's how we get the Hippocratic Oath for doctors. Hippocrates often referred to this prolific plant as his entire medicine chest. From medicinal to mythology, the elderberry tree is top of the plant kingdom when it comes to superstition and diversity of uses for all its parts, including immune support. And of course, this company makes a syrup, a vitamin, what do you call it, a food supplement that supports immune. And they also quote Elton John, who is, of course, English. Feeling fine on elderberry wine, those were the days we'd lay in the haze, forget depressive times. And this hints at the use of elderberry to lift the mood during the darkest times of the year. And here we go. Here's another close-up of the plant itself. You can see the clusters of flowers and how creamy and pretty they are, how they have sort of that star shape, and you can see the luster of the dark berries and the pink, like the dark pink magenta of the stems of the plant. And even just gazing at a plant, even gazing at a photo of a plant, it gives you a little bit of the medicine from these plants. And by medicine, I'm talking about the energy of the plants. And one thing that I have been so happy to learn is that plants are multidimensional beings. It's not just the physical presence of the plant that we encounter. It's not just the physical, chemical, nutritional attributes of the plants that come into the body and make a difference in human beings. But plants also have a larger spirit and energies to them that makes them a really wonderful ally for humanity. Plants are our elders on this planet, right? They were here for millions of years before the first human being ever arrived in our original form. So plants have gathered wisdom and information over millennia, and that information is encoded in all the parts that they provide to us, right? Not only do we exchange carbon dioxide for oxygen from trees, not only do we eat the food that comes from trees and plants, not only do we use it to make our clothing, to make our homes, to make our musical instruments, we also partake of the energy of the plant. And flower essences are one of the very, very best ways to interact energetically with a plant. And this flower essences have been available to us for about 100 years at this point. There was a doctor in England, Dr. Bach, who was treating World War I veterans, and he was a microbiologist by trade, and he treated people in clinic, and there was nothing he could do for these people who came back from war who had what we would call today PTSD or complex PTSD. And he had the revelation that certain plants, if you made an essence of them, those plants could help modulate, moderate, affect human beings' mental states and emotional states. And that's where we get those original 38 flower essences from Dr. Bach. You probably encountered them in a health food store or grocery store, that little yellow bottle called Rescue Remedy. That's got 5 of his essences blended to support you during times of stress. And elderberry, the essence of elderberry, we're going to use in these healing circles every Friday in January, is this one from Green Hope Farm. You don't need to have bought the essence to participate. I'll be using this energetically with us in our healing circle. But if you'd like to have a deeper experience with the essence, I do like theirs very much. It is vegan in case you're doing veganuary or you eat a plant-based diet. It also has no alcohol. It's preserved with a very mild Japanese vinegar. So it's really easy to take in water. The normal prescription for flower essences is 4 drops 4 times a day or as needed. It can be taken with any other medication that you are using. And if you decide you don't want to take it internally, you can put it in a spray bottle. So you can spray it around your environment or on the top of your head for your crown chakra, your heart chakra. You can use it just energetically by holding the bottle. And the reason why that works is because there's almost nothing in the water in flower essences. It is essentially structured water that is informed by the energy of the plants. And the process of making flower essences involves taking a clear glass bowl of spring water, and then traditionally you put a layer of flowers on the very top of the water and allow sunlight to flow through the flowers into the water. And then you remove the flowers, and then that water is energetically charged with the spirit and the medicine, the spiritual energetic medicine of those flowers. Sometimes people don't even take the plant, they don't take the flower off the plant. They hold the water up to it, leave the flower on the plant so that it is alive, and the sun flows through it and structures the water underneath it. And that sounds like something that couldn't possibly work. But I will tell you, as an energy medicine practitioner, the strongest, most sophisticated, most elevated tool I have in my toolbox is a flower essence, because they can make massive changes for people. And sometimes you don't even know it's affecting you. I remember when I was studying flower essences, I decided to take St. John's wort for a month because I know a lot of people relied on it. I hadn't really taken it before. I didn't really think I needed it because I'm a very cheerful and optimistic, upbeat person. Didn't seem to have anything for me, but if I was going to offer it to my clients, I wanted to experience it. And so I took it every day for a month. And at the end of the month, I reflected back and I realized that people had been really, really nice to me. Like, I was just having such great interactions with people. And of course, as soon as I thought about it, I realized that perhaps I was the one who had changed. Perhaps I had been nicer, more cheerful, kinder, more compassionate, and that was reflected back to me. And so I have a lot of sincere respect for St. John's wort and for what it can do for people, just changing the environment, changing the energy. Elderberry has some very unique qualities that make it just right for this time of year. This is the writing of the people who produce the essences at Green Hope Farm. These are their words. They claim to channel the plant spirit as well as angels when they work with these plants and make these flower essences. And I think they are also poets. Green Hope Farm writes of Elderberry, "I am the ancient one offered to you as a brimming cup of light. I am the light that dissolves all shadows. Illumination in times of darkness. If life calls you to hold light amidst great darkness, Elderberry is the perfect ally. It is an immense and ancient chalice of light that illuminates and defies the dark. The darker the circumstances, the more Elderberry brings its full voltage and ability to rise up and hold the light." So when I think of Elderberry and I think of these beautiful dark purple berries, let me pull up that picture for you. This one, look at how rich and dark that color is. I think of the darkness as a comforting place to rest, right? So the creamy white stars that begin the berries, they reflect the cosmos, right? The fact that there is light even in the darkest times. We just have to look up at the sky, and even if you can't see the stars because of the clouds, we know they're there. And when it's a cloudy day, our closest star, the sun, is always shining. Right? So Elderberry is helping us remember that this too shall pass. The darkest times in life, the darker the circumstances, the more this plant can bring light into our hearts, into our minds, and remind us that this too shall pass. So at this point, what I would like to do, if you have an essence with you, an elderberry essence, or if you would like to partake of the energy of this beautiful essence, I'm going to send it to you energetically by putting a drop in my hand. And then I will use my breath to send it to you. And so, what I'd like you to do right now is to feel relaxed in the chair or the sofa or the bed, wherever you're reclining right now. And I'd like you to either soften your gaze and look at the elderberry flowers or the elderberries themselves, or you can close your eyes. Just take a couple of breaths. And as I'm holding the light from elderberry cupped in my hands, I'm going to now send you the etheric essence of elderberry through the quantum field. And I ask you to trust and allow the energy of elderberry to support you right now. Between this breath and the next, may you sense the comforting, supportive warmth of elderberry. The promise that tomorrow will be better, that this too shall pass, that there is always light even in the darkest of times. I ask that you accept the supportive friendship of elderberry as an energy. Feel into the space around your body. See if you can sense any shift, any new energy that's come in from elderberry. And if you do, welcome it. And if you don't, trust and allow that that energy is there, even if you're not yet able to perceive it. Picture this plant, millions and millions of years old. It has grown up and witnessed humanity from its very beginning. It's offered these gifts for the immune system and the body, for the spirit, for the mood, the mental state of humanity. It's offered these gifts freely and generously. And we are fortunate to be able to rely on it to improve our health, improve our mood, improve our immune system, to comfort us, to remind us to keep going, to keep shining. And welcoming the friendship of elderberry, allowing this ancient plant to cast a beautiful light around you. When you breathe in, welcome the energy of elderberry. Allow it to enter your heart chakra. Allow it to enter through the crown chakra and to make changes that are needed and welcome. It's very gentle. It will only do what you need with tremendous precision. Plants love us. Elderberry loves us. It's very understanding and accepting of human beings, of our greatness and our humble failings. Elderberry understands. Elderberry supports us. Elderberry has a sense of humor. wants us to be happy, wants us to be healthy. It wants us to know that it is a gift from Source, from oneness, from love, from the universe, from God, from the goddess, whatever you call the source of life and love. Elderberry is a gift straight from that realm. It's prolific and generous, representing abundance and steady health, and a reminder that the stars in the sky are mirrored on earth, that the light and the dark can coexist on the same plant, taking the spotlight in the summer are the beautiful flowers, and then as they recede, here come these lush, beautiful purple berries. And then it starts all over again. This plant is a fountain of abundance. It's so loving and caring and generous to all of us. Can you feel that love? Can you feel that friendship offered by this plant? Plant spirits are multidimensional. They exist in the physical world with a physical presence just like we are. But just like humanity, there's something else to plants. They don't just exist as plants on the planet. They also have that ineffable energy that shapes them, that shapes their interaction, their relationship with humanity. If we trust and allow the energy of elderberry to support us, changes will come. Hearts will lift. The winter won't seem so dreary. The body will feel stronger. And you'll notice all the ways that nature is supporting you through even the darkest months of the year. Elderberry is the chalice of light, and it's offering that light for you to bring into your physical body and to bring into your energy body, to bring into your mood, your mental state. Let's deepen our relationship with this beautiful plant. Let's welcome its expertise, its wisdom, the information it's gathered into its DNA over millennia. How can we benefit from this friendship? How can we make the most of this relationship with this plant? If you enjoy journaling, you might want to make some notes of your impressions or your insights that you've received tonight during this transmission of the energy of elderberry. And it's totally fine to write down, this sounds crazy, I didn't feel a thing. But come back to that in a couple of days. Is your mood elevated? Are you confident that you are loved, that you belong on this planet? That winter will end and then it'll be spring and then the whole cycle will start over. The sun will come out, and elderberry is with you as a portable source of that sunlight, the chalice of light in these dark days that don't seem so dark now that you have a friend in elderberry. And so it is. I hope that you have enjoyed meeting elderberry and thinking about a plant in a different way, thinking about what's behind the beauty of this plant. Why does it look the way it looks? Why does it grow where it grows? Why do these berries appear in the late fall, just when we need them most, going into the darkest of night. Plants do things for a reason, and many times that reason is to help us, to support us, to love us, to improve our lives on this planet. I'm so grateful to Elderberry for exploring with us this month. And as we proceed, Friday after Friday, I'll bring in different modalities to share with you as we work with this plant, and different ways to think about your relationship with this plant and how your life might be better because of it. And now I'll just say hello to people in the chat. Roslyn, it's so wonderful that you're here. Thank you so much. And Janet, Bora Bora 3334, so glad you're here as well. I love working with the plant spirits. It's incredibly satisfying to explore this realm with them, and I'm so glad you're here with me. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching the recording, I thank you for being open minded and trying something different. Perhaps it's different for you. Perhaps you're familiar with flower essences and just how utterly magical they are. And now it's time for us to say goodnight for the week, but please do make some notes about your experience with elderberry, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week.